It's time for us to apply our knowledge of tensions to figuring out how we can play a minor 11th chords and 13th chords with our guitar repertoire. So basically, I'm going to be using the cage system, and you guys are going to have a look and see how I shred all over the fretboard, and I can supplement these cool new chords into my playing, and you guys can do it too. So if you're new here, my name is Luan. I'm a professional musician. I graduated from Berkeley with a scholarship, and this is a lesson in our free online music school in the guitar course. So if you want to check out where it is, you can go into the pinned comment. I will have the lesson linked, and you can see the previous lessons and the future ones and see if it helps you and crush it. So let's go. So basically, if you've gone through our tension course in like our music theory course where we have the tensions, you would know how to build a 11 chord and a 13 chord. And you would also know that we do not want to be playing every 11 chord and every 13 chord. So typically, I want y'all to just play minor 11 chords. That's all I use. So I'm only giving you the practical tips that I use. You can obviously go find another guitar teacher who will show you all the nerd stuff that you might play in like 0.0001% of music that, you know, only does that kind of stuff. Go ahead. Have fun. But this is for someone who wants to supplement music within pop music, supplement cool chords within pop music, which is what I do. And this is typically what people always ask me, like, hey, how can I put in that minor 11 chord like you do? Well, now you're going to find out. So the minor 11 chord shape that I'm going to use is pretty much the only shape that I use for minor 11s. And I don't really care about doing any other shape, which will be on the building it based off the E shape. You know how we have our, so say I'm going to do an A minor chord. I'm going to build my A minor 7, which is just that bar. And now what I'm going to do here is, like, say I'm going to do an A minor 11. I'm going to have my, I typically use the thumb. You can use your other fingers, do whatever sequence you like. But basically just fret, 5th fret on the E string, 5th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the G string, and then 3rd fret on the B string. And what this is going to do is it's going to get us our root note, our flat 7, our flat 3, and our 11. And it will sound very, very good. And in any example, you can go from like a 1 chord to a minor 11, and it just sounds great. You can also sneak this in on like a 1 to a 2 minor 11, 3 minor 11. So you can replace any 2 chord with a minor 11, any 3 chord with a minor 11, and any 6 chord with a minor 11. So they're great. I will only ever do it if the root note is on the 6th string, and I'll just sneak that baby in, and don't do it too much. Like I was saying about chord tensions, I am giving you great power, and it does come with great responsibility. We do not want to be throwing these chords everywhere. Even in the Thomas Rhett example that I gave, he uses a minor 11, but the beginning is... He's sitting there just playing like a minor 11 or just like, a minor 7 or just even a minor triad, I believe that they do. And then they got a 4 chord 1, and then they sneak in the 1 major 7, and then the minor 11. And then they get back to the... And then whenever you want to sneak in that nice pretty chord, you can. But they do it very, very subtly, and it's very nice, and that's what's going on. So don't overdo this. You don't need to be like, okay, Luan said any minor chord, I'm doing an 11. No, you do it when it fits, because we don't want to overdo it with these sounds. They are very rich. You know, it's kind of like being like, as much as we would love to eat chocolate, and like you just can't eat like a pizza's worth of chocolate. You're going to feel sick. So think of it like that. You know, you just can't go too much on the sugar. This is the nice stuff. This is the special sauce. You don't want to push special sauce over everything. Otherwise, nothing's special. So this is the cool thing about these tensions, and that's what we're going to be doing. So any minor chord can be substituted, like a 2, a 3, or a 6 minor can be substituted with a minor 11, and that's how I do it. That's the shape. Now, the next one is the 13th chords. So don't do it over anything except a 5 chord. I'm just saying, from experience, every time I've tried to do it, it just sounds bad. So maybe I suck at guitar, or it just sounds bad. So within pop music, we're just going to do, you want to sneak you can sneak a 5 chord with a 13. And so anytime there's a 5 chord and you are feeling very clever, you can drop in a 13 and it will sound very good. It sounds especially good because normally a 5 chord goes back to a 1. And so within a 13, the actual 13 tension is the third of the 1 chord. So it creates this like really, really clean common tone for voice leading. So say for instance, I'm playing in the key of D and I play an A13 and then I go straight to my D major 7. Sounds great. So that is pretty much all we're doing. Now, anytime I go to play a 13, I like to build my 13 chords this way, where I will go from my E shape, right? And so then I get, first of all, I will just get the 3 notes of my dominant 7 chord. So it'll be root note here, and then I got my flat 7, then I got my 3, and then I drop my 13 in. And if you want to be really cool, you can add the 9 as well, all the way up top. But typically I don't do that. I just like the 13 because I want to have the top note be the highest level of tension. And like I said earlier with the guitar, you do have to cut things out. So when you're going through the priority of a 13 chord, it's going to be root note, then the 13, then it's going to be 3rd and 7th, and then you can add the 9 afterwards if you want to. But we're not going to add 11. That's stupid. So obviously the formula is like root 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, but we don't need to do that. Now, let's rock and roll. And when you're jamming on this, yeah, like I said, over a 5 chord. There's nothing much more to this video, really. I can only just give you warnings that don't do this all the time. But pretty much any 5 chord that you see, sneak that bad boy in. It sounds great. If you truly do want to add a 13 where the root note is on the 5th string, or the A string, sorry, like say for instance I got a D7 right now, so say this is a 5 chord of G, so I could drop my pinky down and bar and I will get my 13 right there. So I'm barring my pinky between the 7th fret on the B and the E string, and that's getting me a D13. Up to you if you want to use it, totally your choice, but that's how it works. So these are the next, I mean, this is the last video towards these kind of tensions. So yeah, you know how to use the 7th chords, you know how to use the 9th chords, and these are more situational and can be very effective when used correctly, especially over a 6 chord. Oof, a minor 11 chord over a 6 chord is just beautiful. I mean, Thomas Rhett did it, and it sounds great. You know, a dominant 13 chord in a 2-5-1 progression in jazzy stuff. It just sounds great. So these are things that, you know, I've picked up over the years and they've helped me out a lot. But yeah, don't make my mistakes. Don't try to fit every single chord with chord tensions. You know, a basic triad crushes. There's a reason why Ed Sheeran is one of the best musicians in the world, and he pretty much plays 4 chords in the truth. So triads are your friend. You do not need to be smashing all these like chord tensions everywhere. Just have fun. Know where they are and be aware of them, but don't be like, hey, I need to play chord tensions everywhere. They don't matter. They are absolutely not a requisite to being a good musician. So don't stress about them. But if you want to know them, I've obviously given you the information. Crush it, enjoy it, and yeah, have fun with these tensions and have fun practicing music. I'll catch you guys in the next video.